Have you ever wondered how the concept of marriage has evolved over time? How we've transitioned from a strictly heterosexual institution to one that embraces the union of all love, regardless of gender? The journey of same-sex marriage rights is a fascinating one, steeped in a rich tapestry of history, culture, and relentless pursuit of equality. The ancient Greeks and Romans didn't have a word for homosexuality, and same-sex relationships were not uncommon. However, the concept of marriage as we know it today was vastly different. Fast forward to the Middle Ages and same-sex relations took a back seat as religious influence grew. The notion of homosexuality was not only frowned upon but often met with severe punishment. But the tides began to shift in the late 20th century. The Stonewall riots in 1969 were a pivotal moment. This uprising marked the beginning of a global movement for the rights of the LGBTQ+ community. In the 1970s, some European countries began to recognize same-sex relationships legally, but it wasn't until the turn of the century that same-sex marriage was legally acknowledged. The Netherlands was the trailblazer, becoming the first country to legalize same-sex marriage in the year 2000. Since then, many other countries have followed suit. From Canada in 2005 to the United States in 2015, the global acceptance of same-sex marriage has been on a steady rise. The journey has not been easy. It has been a battle against prejudice, discrimination, and a deeply ingrained heteronormative culture. But the fight for equal rights, for the freedom to love, and to be recognized for that love, continues. Today, as we stand in the year 2023, it's interesting to reflect on how far we've come and yet how far we still have to go. While many countries have legalized same-sex marriage, others continue to resist. In some parts of the world, homosexuality is still considered a crime. To summarize, the evolution of same-sex marriage rights is a testament to the resilience and determination of the LGBTQ+ community and their allies. From the ancient Greeks to the Stonewall riots, from the first legal recognition in the Netherlands to the global acceptance today, the journey has been long and arduous, but progress has been made. However, the fight is far from over. As we move forward, the hope is for a world where love is not defined by gender, but simply by the connection between two people. A world where everyone has the freedom to love and to marry, regardless of their sexual orientation. This thought-provoking journey highlights the importance of understanding, acceptance, and equality. It serves as a reminder that love in all its forms should always be celebrated.
As members of the media waited for a potentially landmark decision on marriage equality, petitioners like this couple filled with nervous anticipation.
Hopeful, then heartbroken, then really heartbroken.
Her hope soured as the judgment was read out. India's highest court was rejecting gay marriage, even as the judges expressed sympathy and a willingness to bolster LGBTQ rights. Heading into this fight, longtime couple Abhay Dang and Supriyo Chakraborty just wanted their wedding to be more than symbolic. Now, there's only dismay.
You get tired that you've been fighting for this for so long, and now you've won nothing. You're back to like where you were.
The 5-judge bench disagreed on whether to extend adoption rights to same-sex couples, but they were unanimous on the main point.
That the court doesn't have the power to alter India's Marriage Act to legalize same-sex marriage. That's up to Parliament, they say.
But that doesn't comfort many here.
That Parliament always lacked the will to legislate on this aspect. So leaving it to the Parliament, it'll be a long wait.
Especially since the Indian government argued those demanding marriage equality were just urban elites. The court scoffed at that notion, but many maintain the socially conservative country just isn't ready to accept same-sex unions.
But we can't allow the same-sex marriage, being India, an ancient country, ancient culture.
Fighting that thinking is still the plan for many here.
It's not an overnight thing. We need to come back. We need to fight for our equal rights.
There is not a single country in the world where LGBTQ rights were handed on a platter.
India no different, he says. He's still hopeful that one day same-sex marriage will be legal in his country. Salima Shivji, CBC News, Delhi.